For this project, I chose to talk to my grandmother. My grandmother was born in Goldendale, Washington on November 29th in 1923 along the banks of the Columbia River. Today, she is 94 years old. She currently resides in Redding, California. Fun fact, my dad, two of his three brothers, and his parents all lived on the same street for over 10 years, Riverside Drive. When I asked my grandmother about her events in her life that had shaped her, there wasn't a shortage of events. First, and most importantly, she said coming to the Lord completely changed her life. She grew up in a town of 1,200 people, and she was invited to church by a neighbor. Nobody in her family had ever gone to church. She'd went to Sunday school a few times with that neighbor, and in high school, a friend invited her to Sunday night youth meetings. Then she started going regularly. She soon became a believer and was able to lead her mother to Christ too. She graduated from high school during the Great Depression, and as a few presents, she received a few dollar bills, which in that time was a lot. With that money, she went and bought her very first Bible. She took that Bible to college with her and read it every day. Because she became a believer, she went to a Christian university, Pepperdine University, and at the time it was located in Los Angeles. At Pepperdine, the second event that dramatically changed her life occurred, and that was meeting my granddad. She said she so clearly remembers the first time she saw him in the cafeteria. Apparently their eyes met. He does not remember this encounter, but it seemed to work out. My granddad was born in El Paso, Texas. He moved to Los Angeles and was raised in a Christian home. They dated for 2 years, were engaged for a few months, and married on September 29th in 1944. They were married for 68 years, until my grandfather passed away in 2012. Marrying my grandfather changed her because she became a world traveler, an active believer, and a mother. They went to a lot of places. They went to Africa 6 times for 6-week periods for mission work, Swaziland 3 times, a place in the Congo way out in the middle of nowhere. It was a mission station. They have a lot of memories in Rwanda, where a hospital was destroyed in the capital, and all the sewer and water systems were destroyed. World Medical Mission asked for my grandfather because he was an orthopedist and they needed doctors for all the sick and injured people. They were asked back that next year. They visited Cape Town, South Africa. They also saw where the Atlantic Ocean and the Indian Ocean met, which apparently is an amazing sight. They vacationed 3 times for 3-week periods in Switzerland. They've been to Greece. They went to London and many other European cities, including Paris and Belgium. Toured Israel and Egypt. Her mom once told her if she wanted to die, she should ride on a plane. Little did her mother know how much time she would actually spend flying and how much time she would spend on those planes. Not only did she travel all over, but she had 4 boys. All 4 boys were born in California. They all attended and graduated from Abilene Christian University, and they all attended and graduated from a medical school in Guadalajara, Mexico. My grandmother said she always liked being a woman, and she always liked sharing the responsibility with someone. She really loved being married. She said it's not about the wedding, but the marriage after. Talking to my grandmother reminded me that because of her neighbors or friends in high school, she became a believer. And because of that, I was able to grow up in the family that I did. This made me think of 2 things. 1, it is so important as Christians that we reach out to others. We don't have to make people believe. It is always a choice, but it is our job to invite others and reach out. And then God can take control. He can impact people's lives even with the smallest of our actions, even if we just ask someone to church. 2, I'm so thankful I've been able to look up to such a godly woman as my grandmother. She has showed me what it looks like to follow God even in the valleys of life. It has been a privilege to be able to grow up near my grandparents and be close to them. In their marriage, I never saw them unhappy. It helped me see the beauty of unity in Christ. They always put God first and chose happiness. I hope everyone in life has an encounter with God where they know they are loved by Him and are able to be loved by the people around them.